Today we'll see how to upload files using ASP.NET Core with Visual Studio. Today I'll show three ways of file upload, that is single file, multiple files, and file upload with model. So let's start. So for this, I'll open the terminal and I create a project using .NET new MVC and give you a name for this file upload and hit enter. So this will create a default project for us. This takes a couple of seconds. Okay, and it is done. And now let's go to the project. Okay, and open the project in Visual Studio Code. Okay, to make it all is good, just run once to test it once. Now let's quickly verify with from the browser. Hit the URL and we can able to see the application running. Okay, go back to the code, cancel this. Now the first steps we had to use, so I'm going to add a file provider in the services. So for that, so start adding the services, and I will need to add file provider. There, it's we need to add the namespace, so the intelligence will come. You can select this and you will see it is added here. Okay, now we need to add the path class which is used to get the physical path of this. So, and then once we get this, we need to get the path basically to identify where we want to upload for this. So the path we have to combine. So how we combine? First we have to get what is the current root directory. Okay, current root directory. Once we find that, we need a folder where we want to upload it. So I'll create this as a file underscore uploads. Okay, once we add that, okay, and save this. So with this, we have the path. I have added the file provider in the services. So once we that, since we have that, now we have to create the folder also in our directory for this file underscore uploads. Okay, I created the folder also. I mean basically whatever the files we upload, it is going to be here. Okay, now I have configured our file provider in our startup. The next step is we have to have a action in one of our controller, that is whenever we post a file from the UI. So I'll be using the same controller which is created as part of our file project. It's just that I'll add a new action for this. So the new action is will be like this. I'll be going with the async one. Okay, and I think these are pretty much same of any action. Okay, it's the file, I mean the action name is going to be upload file. Okay, basically this action method will be used for single file upload. Okay, file. Okay, now I have the method. The next step is I need to validate whether there is a file when it is posted. Okay, and also for safer check, I'll check is the length of the file object also. Okay, if any of it is not passed, then I have to return the error to the front end saying that please select file. Okay. uh, is there any reason of error? Okay, this is fine. This is because we are not written anything that's throwing. Once we return it, that will go off. Okay. Now, now we validated whether the file is passed or not. The next step we have to is we have to get the path where we want to store the file. So for that, I'll just create a temporary. Create a variable called path, and then I need to hope I will be creating this code. You might be seeing the same. For that, it's needed a system.io namespace. I have added that. This code is same what we have created in the startup. Okay, get current. Okay, and here it is the same what we have to create. It's file underscore uploads is our folder. Next, we have to get the file name from this. Okay, why we are seeing an error is being declared cannot use local variable. Why I cannot use? Let me see this. This is fine. Is it not added? I think it's need an namespace. I believe it is added. Correct. Guys, give me 1 second. Why it is showing an error? We'll figure out. Is any syntax error? No, I don't think so. I've seen any syntax error. File upload, and it is file. It's a file only and file only. Mm-hmm. Expected this. Okay. I think because of we had a syntax error over here because the entire path we need to get it. So by mistake I have added here, so which is throwing an error. It's okay. It's fine. So now we have the path. Now once we get the path, so what we have to use is we have to create a file. I mean basically the file stream we had to, with the help of file stream we had to copy the file into our path, and then we have basically once we upload it we need to see that. So we'll create a page for that also. Once we successfully push the file, we'll see the list of files in another screen. Okay, so now let us save that. Okay, for that I'll be using so that there won't be any memory issues. Okay, stream, and I'll, as I said, I'll be using file stream for this. Okay, and for this we have to pass two things. One is the path, and we have to pass the file mode, that is to create. Okay, and inside this we can call file dot copy to async. Basically the stream will copy into the stream. Okay, and since we are using async, it has to be await. Okay, now with this we have saved the file. Now after successfully saved the file, what do we have to do is we have to return basically to see the list of files what we have uploaded. Okay, for that I will return this to an action. So okay, an action is going to be for the file. Okay, action to return to action, and I will name it as a files for now. Okay, or file list, anything. Okay, return to section. Okay, simply this is again an action what we have created. No, but files we have not created the files. So what we are going to do is we are going to create the file action now. Okay. 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 I'll just go with public action result, and I will create an act files. It doesn't need it doesn't need any parameters. Now this is our action. Now what we have to do it in this action, basically we had to loop to the files what it is uploaded into our directory, right? So what we had to do is we take var and item in. If you remember, we have added a file provider, right? Okay, I think I have not added the file. So if you remember, we have added the file provider in the start tab. So now we will have to inject that here. So for that, what we have to use, right, read only, and that is going to be our I file provider. Okay, and give an variable name for this. Okay, and we have to give the same over here. Then once we get that, we need to assign that the same now. Okay, uh, now yeah, from here, so what we had is we had to go and fetch all the files whatever it is uploaded into our folder. Okay, for that I assume that we are going to loop for this. I'll tell you why. Okay, in this file provider, and what we get is we get the content of all. Okay, basically if you see here the path subpath, if any subpath is there, we have to give the path, otherwise just pass the empty, which is subpath means subpath of file uploads. Why? Because the file upload we configured as a file upload itself. That means this is going to be root for that. If you want to have any other inside that folder, you have to give the path. Otherwise, just pass then double quotes for that, which will pick that. Okay. Now with this, we can get all the files whatever we are going to upload in under file uploads. The next step is we have to show the files on the UI. For this, either we can create a local variable and return complete all the you can create a local variable and send all the files. But for that, what we are going to use, we will just create uh, a model called file view model. Inside this, uh, we will have file details as well. Okay, so for this, I will be creating a new file called file view model. Okay, this is going to be a class file. Okay, and for this we need a class. Okay, and this is going to be file view model. Okay, inside this I will be having a list of files. So what does the list of files will contain? It's again a class where it will have file details. Okay, what details i will have I will have the name, and I will have the path. Okay, these are the things, these are my file details. I will not be showing anything more on the UI. Okay, okay, now what do I have here? I'll be having the list of things. So basically I'm using a shortcut. You can also use the thing. So we need to use this. So for that I need to add the namespace list. Inside the list, what will I have? I will have the file details. Okay. By default, I will instantiate this so that we will not have the nulls, throw nulls in the project. Okay. Now we have created. Now I think you should be knowing how we are going to use this, right? Okay. I will be creating a model for this. I mean, just a variable name model. And what is this model is going to be? File mu model, which we have just now created. Okay. And in this, how do we store the values? Now this will give an model and okay, which I think I have not changed. Yeah, that's the problem because I have used intelligence, but I missed to change the variable name. Okay, files. To that file, I'm adding the information of what file details. Okay, what we are going to give that basically the name. Okay, from where do we get the name? We get from the item where we are iterating and the path, and again this is gets from the physical path. Okay, this will create an items and it adds all the files into our model. Now what we have to do is we have to return the model. Okay, now we have the files list page and file upload page. Okay, the next step what we are going to create is first we'll upload the we'll go for an option to upload it. So since I'm going to use the same view model, I mean sorry, so home controller, I'll be using the same view also. I'll just open the index. I'll just delete whatever it is available. Now I'll just add a couple of code of lines, couple of code. Okay, now to make sure distinguish between different types of what we add, so I will be adding, this is single file. Okay, and just add one horizontal line as well so that we can know it's basically for to distinguish multiple types. Okay, once we have that, now we need a form because basically we need to post the file into the backend from front end, I mean, from the UI basically. Okay, once we have that, then we have to give our controller, which controller we are going to post this. Okay, it's the same one, it's a home controller what where we have an action. Okay, once there's about the controller information, next the action info. The action info is our file upload file. Okay, and then what is the method? Definitely it's going to be a post. Okay, and post, and we have to tell the what is the mode of this. So because this is a file, we have to give the form data so that it can capture in the backend. Okay, this is our form. Next, what else we need? We need a input of type file. Okay, and name I'll just give it as a file. Okay, basically this gives the option to browse load. Once we get the browse load, what is the next step? We have to submit this. Basically we need a button to submit it, and what is the name? I'll just get upload file. Okay, we have the code now. For now, let's see, let's run and see whether we are able to upload the file or not, and then later the next step is we'll see how to uh, see the files also. Okay, we're trying .NET run. Okay, it's running. It's already on open state. Just refresh it. We should see the effect. Okay. I think we have to rerun it. Okay. See, we are seeing the file, choose file an option because we have had a input as type as file. Okay. Now I select the file. I'm not sure if I have any files. Mm, no, I don't have any files. Let me download one sample file. Mm, I'll just take the screenshot of this. Okay, this will save in my desktop. Okay, these are my screenshot. Double click. Okay, upload. It throws and file. Reason because we have created an action called files, but we have not created the view for the same. But however, it should have successfully uploaded into our file upload. See, you can see the same thing. It's successfully uploaded. That's good. Okay, let's see now how to add the view of our files. Okay, to view the files, what we have to use, we have to create a create a files cshtml files dot cshtml. Okay, once we have that file, what we have to do is we have to get our model because we are going to loop through that. So where we find that, it we will find in our models folder. Oh, I am seeing only this. I have created a file view model and I should see file view. Okay, that is correct. I think before that I need to build it, then only I think we can see this. Okay, .NET build. Sometimes Visual Studio will not recognize the models until we build it. Still interesting. Yeah, I got that. Uh, because we are trying to search in the namespace. But if you see our model class, so I have missed to add the namespace over here. That's the reason. If you want to use directly use file upload, it should work. See, can you see here? It will work. But to make it consistent, because we are not sure whether this, I mean, since we have created file view model, we can identify, but if any new person like new employee or a new fresher comes in, they cannot distinguish what this is. It file the what we have created, is it by default class from the library? Okay, so for that we best what we do is we'll just take the namespace and add it over here. Okay, nothing but just add in between these two. Okay, now you should see that whatever it is missed, file upload, models. See, now we have file details, and but here basically we need here only model, not the file details. Okay, just some wordings like list of files. Okay, and I will show the will show the files in a listed manner. So for that URL, okay, and once we have, that's what we have to use, we have to loop through each of our file. So how do we get? This is our model and our files. Once we have our file, the next step is we have to get the list. So in the list, once we had, so we also want to download it. So that's the reason what I take is I'll take an anchor tag so that we can download it. So for the download, what we need is uh, let's do one thing. I will not add the download option right away. We'll just see the file. Okay. Okay. Now we have the files view, and we have the action also to return once it is uploaded and this. Okay, now we'll just run it and directly I'll access the URL, and then we'll see the list of file what's were uploaded, and then I'll show one more file upload, and then we see after successful upload it has to redirect to the files. Okay, I'll just refresh this. See, these are the files we have, right? And that's the reason we are able to see that. Now let's see, we'll upload one more, and after successful upload it has to take back the screen to the next screen, and it should show two files. Okay, I'll just download some image. Okay, what do we search here? mm, okay, India map. Okay, take this. I'll just take the screenshot only. You can save it, but I'm comfortable with this and saving on that. Okay, it's saved. To make it to for you to understand thing, what they do is I'll just rename it India flag. Okay, now I'll choose, I'll upload India flag. I select the India flag and click on file upload. See, now I can see two files, guys. Okay, I think for this video I'll stop here. I'll upload another file where I'll show how to upload multiple files, because I think the video is going to be lengthy. That's the reason I'm stopping here. But I'll post the I'll post immediately the second part also. Probably in the second part I'll cover both the multiple files as well as how to upload with the model based. Okay. Yep. Thanks.